The Khmer Rouge was a communist group that formed in Cambodia in 1975. A bitter civil war between the government of US-backed Lon Nol and Communist Party of Kampuchea, also known as the Khmer Rouge, continued from 1970 to 1975. In 1975, the Khmer Rouge overran Phnom Penh to establish their own government to rule the country.
Khmer was forced my family out of the city to live in the rural area. And they separate my family to the different place for working. And they forced me to live in the jungle for working as a farmer. Because I'm a city boy, I got malaria at that time. And I was very skinny. And I have no flesh, just skin and bone that time.
The leader of the group, Pol Pot, wanted to establish an agrarian society, meaning a society in which people lived as farmers like in the times of the start of civilization. This policy became known as the Year Zero policy. People were evacuated from cities and forced to live as farmers. There were no personal belongings, and food was rationed to everyone by the government. During the rule of the Khmer Rouge, more than 1 million people were killed due to overwork, executions, starvation, and disease. The Khmer Rouge regime lasted for 5 years and finally ended when Vietnam invaded and occupied Cambodia in late December 1978. But how does the legacy of Pol Pot's Year Zero policy continue to live in Cambodia today? The Year Zero policy has led to a lack of education, loss of Khmer culture, and ongoing deaths caused by landmines that were planted during that time. Firstly, the Year Zero policy in Cambodia has caused a lack of education in today's Cambodian society. Teachers were one of the first targets of the Khmer Rouge's attacks because teachers were thought to be of good education, which allowed potential rebellion against the government. In fact, 90% of all teachers were killed during that time, while the rest fled the country or denied their identity in order to protect themselves. Because of the death of educated personnel during that time, Cambodia today has struggled to emerge as a global power. According to a survey conducted by Seaside, only 12.9% of education in Cambodia is funded by the government. This is one of the lowest government contributions to primary education in the world. In many rural villages in Cambodia, education is seen as a privilege, as only certain children are allowed to attend school because of the financial status of their family. The lack of education in Cambodia today has been a jarring result of the Khmer Rouge's control of Cambodia. On top of education, the Khmer Rouge's Year Zero policy has also led to a lack of Khmer culture in Cambodia today. The Khmer Rouge atrocities and unbearable living conditions in Cambodia forced thousands of Khmer refugees to flee the country and seek refuge in other nations. This demonstrates how the Khmer Rouge have displaced many people, which in turn has displaced the culture of Cambodia. During this era, about 50,000 Cambodians fled to Thailand and an estimated 150,000 fled to Vietnam. In the midst of the struggle to maintain and preserve Khmer culture, Cambodian artists have struggled in being able to express Cambodian culture because the Vietnamese sent teachers and experts to teach Cambodians about Vietnamese culture instead. After the Khmer Rouge got overthrown, Cambodians were forced to live in Vietnamese culture, and the culture of Cambodia has been lost. In addition to education and culture, the Khmer Rouge have left an infamous legacy through landmines. The landmines that were planted during the time still continue to take lives of innocent Cambodians. There are still 4 to 6 million landmines left in the country, and this makes Cambodia one of the most landmine-covered countries in all of the world. Due to the landmines, Cambodia also has a very high ratio of paraplegics, a condition in which a patient is paralyzed from waist down. An estimated 100 million people worldwide have been killed by landmines, of which 63,000 are victims in Cambodia. Today, 1 out of every 290 Cambodians have amputated limbs. The Khmer Rouge regime is the cause for landmines being planted in Cambodia, which still continue to take innocent lives 4 decades later. The Year Zero policy has left a terrible legacy in Cambodia today, leading to a lack of education, loss in Khmer culture, and deaths that still continue due to landmines. The Cambodian genocide is a significant event in Asian as well as world history for many reasons. The people that were hurt during the Cambodian genocide have not only suffered physical pain, but have also been damaged mentally as well. The Cambodian genocide is also unique in a sense that intellectual people were actually killed in the genocide. Another significance of this is the fact that this issue has brought Cambodia to international attention, which Cambodia can use to grow as a prosperous nation in the future. Today, organizations like endgenocide.com and globalgiving.org help raise funds for Cambodian families. These organizations provide resources that are vital for human survival, and they are easily accessible through their websites. Talking more about the issue and raising awareness is also vital. Telling Cambodian people to believe in themselves and motivating them to come out of such a tragic event is an act of encouragement which can help Cambodia prosper as a successful nation in the world.